Hello Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan, and welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode number 27. I hope you guys enjoyed episodes 25 and 26 as much as we did. That was a blast, and we really hope to be sharing more winemaker interviews with you in the future.
Yeah, thanks to DuPont Cellars for that. That was really, really fantastic to put us up in that room and to get to have that good conversation with Isabel. It was a lot of fun. So, the wines today, we're exploring more 2008 Oregon Pinots. They're all pretty much hitting the market right now. Like some of the higher end cuvées are still being held back, but all of the Willamette Valley stuff and a lot of the pretty young single vineyard stuff is out. So we're making an effort to try to push through and try as much of these wines as we can for you and for ourselves, because there's a lot of good values out there.
Yeah, now that like you said, these are some of the younger ones. These aren't like the really fancy cuvées or really well-known single vineyards that are that they're going to age on oak for a little longer in a lot of cases, or hold on a little longer, sell just to club members. So a lot of the stuff that's coming out right now is at a really good price range. Since 08 was a good year, really solid fruit. They can represent some really good value.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's happened, at least what I've seen with like Bordeaux in 05 and then the Southern Rhone in 07 is that because it was such a good year, a lot of the lesser wines that typically are kind of overlooked are very good values. I mean, a lot of the lesser stuff made fantastic wine, and I think that's kind of the case with Oregon in 08, because I've had a lot of the, we've tasted through quite a bit of the lesser stuff now, and good extraction, great wine so far. I mean, we've had a couple misses, but so far they've all been pretty good wines.
Yeah, I've been really surprised at the quality. So, and if you've never tried Oregon wine before, look out for the 2008s when you see them. This is a great time to try them out.
Absolutely.
So what are we drinking first tonight?
Yeah, so the first one we're going to get into is the McKinlay. At least that's how you say it. Yeah, McKinlay, 2008 Oregon Pinot Noir, Willamette Valley Cuvée, 12.5% alcohol. Pretty low. So
I've never had any wine by these guys before ever. So this is interesting.
This is, I did a little bit of reading about them. It's like this plot of land has been in the family since like the early 1900s. It used to be farmed for cherries and nuts and other things. In the late 80s it was converted to a winery, and they started planting grapes on like the early 1990s, I think, like right around 1990. Dry farmed, didn't really say if it was organic or not, but yeah. Don't know if this, I think this is all estate fruit, that's what the internet led on, but they didn't purchase any fruit, but you don't know, right? It's a Willamette Valley Cuvée, so.
Pretty classic Pinot, straight out of the gate.
Lots of fruit.
Yeah. I'm getting a little citrus component there, like a little bit of grapefruit, as well as like your red raspberries.
That's a good call, yeah. Totally like a little ruby red action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Not much of the funk that you find sometimes in Oregon. It's just completely about the fruit.
Definitely on the brighter side. At first I was going to go with some alcoholic heat, but I'm going to stick more with the citrus.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really get into burn from alcohol.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead and move into this.
That's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, raspberries and strawberries, I think, again, the red fruits. Nice mouthfeel. I mean, pretty straightforward. Doesn't linger too long. It's not this, like, the rich, velvety feeling that I'm really fond of. It's more of a crisp,
Absolutely, yeah. The acidity's right up front. Tannins are really, really light on this, if there's hardly any, right? More of a young drinking wine, but this is one thing that I found with a lot of these 08s is that the extraction on these, despite the low alcohol, the extraction on these is nice. There's a lot of flavor, despite it being a thin wine in body, right?
Yeah, very light tannins on this, but the fruit's solid, and this is pretty good. What was the price on this again?
$15.
Yeah, totally a buy. I think at that price point, not a lot of complexity. I could ask for more, but it's enjoyable. Yeah, enjoyable, good fruit flavors.
Yeah, it's crazy you brought that citrus component up, because it's almost hitting a little bit on the palate too. I mean, that bright red fruit is there, but it's like got a little bit of citrusy something going on. It's a cool wine.
And it's clean.
Yeah, very clean, succulent, delicious. Not a lot of secondary or flavors or any sort of complexity. Just a straightforward, delicious, fruity Pinot.
Yeah. 88 minus for me, but again, at that price point, totally a buy. Check it out.
I'm gonna agree with that. It's a nice wine. For what it is, it's good. I mean, I bet David would love the acidity in this, huh?
Probably.
David. So yeah, check it out. This is It's nice. Good stuff. Oh, 88 points on it, sorry. Totally forgot to score it. Yeah, 88 points is how I'm feeling about it too. It's nice. It's really good. Would be good food wine, right? Probably with the acidity, the high acidity.
I think good for, man, you'd have a hard time finding a place to not drink it really, because come home from work.
It's refreshing too, yeah, good weekday wine. Alright, so
good
a little rinsey rinse. Wow, you were generous, or not generous.
Not yet.
Being nice to me.
So this is the Matello, 2008, but Pinot Noir Willamette Valley. So this is a blend from all over the valley. And I've been familiar with Matello for a while. I was introduced to it down at Veritable Quandary. I had the white blend that they make, which was just excellent at the time. I was super impressed, and I still think the Marcus, the winemaker, does a really good job with his whites. And I look forward to some really solid Riesling coming from him down the road as well.
Should totally done one of his Pinot Gris on our Pinot Gris episode.
Yeah,
we'll check it out.
Yeah, we can still do it in the future.
Yep.
Anyway, he's been making wine in the area for a while. He was the bar manager or something down at the Heathman, and then got into winemaking. He's been making stuff that I really enjoy. I've got a lot of respect for what he's doing. You can check him out at the Dia tasting room. Sometimes he's pouring out there, and I totally encourage you to check out more of his wines, because he's a cool guy doing good stuff.
Awesome. I want to say this is the first time I've experienced his Pinot Noir. I've had the white before, I think, once before, but go to the Pinot. This is coming off a little more dirty.
Yeah.
Some definite earth components alongside the fruit.
And darker fruits in contrast too. I'm getting maybe like super ripe strawberries, like the darker kind of strawberry, a little bit of blackberry.
A little bit of cherry fruit in there as well. I mean, it's definitely darker. But, a little more rustic, a little more earthy.
Yeah, I like the earth. I was just going to say, there's like a hint of structure on the nose that I think.
Yeah, alright.
Also, very clean right out of the gate. I've been really impressed with both of these. That some of the acidity and some of the flavors hit right away, and they're really clean and straight to the point.
Yeah,
plenty of acid going on in this one too.
Mm-hmm. And larger tannins than the last one, but still really nice. They just come in kind of indescriptly and just hang out and don't really bother the rest of the flavors.
The fruit's a little on the darker side, but it's also subdued. The structure here definitely is more in the forefront, and maybe, I guess, hinting more towards the rustic style, right? Like, this is a firm wine. It's not like super grippy or super strong,
no.
But it's structured very evenly with the fruit.
Yeah, good call. Would you say it's balanced? So the acidity's kind of, I don't know, everything's kind of in different places a little bit, but...
I think you could make that argument. For me, it's a little more structure relative to fruit than I like, but that's kind of a personal taste. I could definitely see some other people being, this is exactly how I like that balanced out.
Good point.
Yeah, so for me, like I said, not perfectly in balance, but it's well put together. I really like that. There's some tangy dark fruit going on in there too. I'm having trouble coming up with
more
good
body
flavor
on
for
this. More body on this. Definitely more alcohol. It can actually be felt a little bit. 13.9 listed on the bottle. So I don't know. I definitely don't. I find it more interesting than the first one, but it's not as like succulent or delicious. Like, it's definitely a little more structured, right? The structure definitely comes off a little firmer. 87 points for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to go with too.
Yeah. Still a really nice wine though, right?
Yeah, and I was just talking about how it hits some notes that don't appeal to me as much. If you like the firmer, more structured style, this would be right up your alley too, I think. And again, this was under $20.
Yeah, this was 17.
Yeah,
17
right. So yeah, if you like your Pinot Noirs a little firmer, definitely a good one to check out.
And I should use the scale more. 80. I'll give it 87. Yeah, 87. Stick with that.
Yeah. Rinse this. You want to talk about this a little bit?
Oh, Evening Land. Man, that's a tough one because I liked that so many people made Seven Springs wine before, and Seven Springs was one of the vineyards that I really enjoyed from.
St. Innocent?
No, not St. Innocent.
Evesham?
Evesham Wood, yes. Evesham Wood makes awesome wine. But this company came in, got exclusive rights for the Seven Springs Vineyard. That said, I don't know if this is Seven Springs fruit. It doesn't really say.
It doesn't say Seven Springs on it?
No.
Oh,
So
they're just making Oregon Pinot Noir.
It's just Oregon Pinot Noir.
So we tasted their Seven Springs Pinot. I think it was the 07 in an earlier episode. That was like in the like $40 to $50 Pinot Noir show we did. This is quite a while ago. I don't remember exactly which one. But this is this is a much lower priced offering. And apparently that's why it's not single vineyard. But they decided to make a blend, which is exciting. I'm really looking forward to trying it out.
Yep. And this one doesn't even say Willamette Valley on it. This is just Oregon. So.
All right.
Who knows where the fruit came from?
It can come from anywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't find any. I could find all kinds of information on their more expensive bottlings, but on this bottling, I really couldn't find any information.
Yeah, and it's brand new. So 2007 was their first vintages, and I don't think they produced any of this in 2007.
No, they didn't. I don't know, because on Cellar Tracker, this is the first. For the blue label, 2008 is the first year listed.
Were there other notes? Did anybody else have tasting notes?
Yes, but
favorable?
I don't influence you.
Oh, okay.
So, we'll talk about it afterwards. I did look, though.
All right.
So
definitely more funk.
This is getting back to Oregon.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat.
Dirty.
This is the one where you smell it and you're like, ah, Oregon. A little bit of cow pie going on, like dried, poopy, little bit of cow pie going on.
Yeah.
But right alongside some really nice red fruit as well. Right?
A little mineral note, I think, too.
I can see that, like mineral as in like crushed granite or something, or
something like that. Yeah, and it's a blackberry. Like to me, the fruit comes off as blackberry. But the funk dominates here. Like this is.
Yeah, it's a pretty funky wine. If you like an Oregon wine with lots of that aromas of that funky flavors, then you'd probably like this quite a bit, at least for the nose.
Man, again, hits with some acidity and a little bit of fruit right on the start. Real clean and nice.
It dies a little quick.
Yeah.
Based on the way the nose is kind of rich and funky. The palate kind of gives you the fruit and then turns into structure. Leaves a lot of tart red fruit going into the finish, and actually it's got a decent amount of finish on it. But yeah, I was expecting more based on the nose.
Yeah, totally more flavors. The structure is pretty well put together here. I'm actually kind of surprised with this. Like the oak is evident, and the tannins are slowly building across my palate into the finish. I really wish
they do progress.
Yeah.
As the finish goes on. Yeah.
I really wish there was a little more flavor going along with the structure as the finish ran out. Because like you said, the flavors do fade away pretty quickly. Like they show up right on the start, and then even as you move into the mid palate, it gets pretty light pretty quickly.
Yeah, but still delicious, right? I mean, the fruit that's there right off the bat is very nice, but it does die pretty quick. But it wouldn't even call it dying. It just turns into structure and then with a lot of tart fruit.
You know, and I am getting a little of that tart fruit mixed in towards the end now too.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice wine. It's another one where it's an interesting, almost a little. I don't know.
And like how we both thought the nose was pretty typical of stuff that we experienced with Oregon wines. I'd say on the palate, this is a more unique experience for me.
True.
Not that it's mind blowing or anything like that, but it's the progression is interesting and not typical.
Well, it does have two French Canadian and a French winemaker making the wine, so.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Influence. I don't.
You can chop that out. You don't have to. Whatever.
Fascinating. I'm gonna try some more. You're influenced already. Chaz is dirty.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Oh, well, I'm influenced. I saw scores of what people were saying. It was only like 3 scores. Nah. I don't know how I feel about this wine. That's the problem with it. I really like the nose. I really like the start and the mid palate. The structure takes over a bit too strong for me. The finish is kind of cool, but at the same time, you wish that there was more delicious fruit left, not just the tart, underripe berries. That said, the finish does carry on for a decent amount of time, and structurally it's put together well. 88 points.
Yeah, you kind of took the words right out of my mouth. I'm just like, there are a couple good elements to it. There are some things where I find myself wanting a little more, but it's still definitely enjoyable to drink. And you know, if I were out with some people and this was open, yeah, I'd keep pouring myself glasses of it, you know, till it was gone.
Yeah. This is one where I could see you kind of like going back to it without even knowing. Like you got a lot of bottles, and you're like kind of like, what the hell is going on with this wine? You can't really figure it out.
I'm not dying to take this out and introduce it to somebody or anything like that, but it's enjoyable drinking. So I'm gonna go with 88 points as well.
We matched across the board.
Yeah, again, you know, sorry guys, we're trying to find some way to stir up conflict, but it doesn't happen that much.
I know. Dan and I's palate match sometimes pretty well. Anyway, you have a question of the day built up? I don't even.
Yeah, I've got something.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I was just talking about like this isn't something that I'd be really excited about introducing to people. Say you're out, you know, by yourself at a bar or out with some people you don't see that often, and you run into some great wine that's right in your price range, some stuff that you can pick up. Who are you most excited to share that bottle of wine with? Who's the first person you want to drink this brand new awesome wine with when you take it back?
Yeah. Is it your friends? Is it your wine geek friends? Or is it like your significant other?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool question. All right, guys. Well, that was our show for today, episode 27. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be trying to review more 2008 Pinots in the future because we want to know. So,
yeah.
See you guys later. Bye.